dissecting a pig's heart for my course project NSCI 6302 or Anatomy. Alright, so let's start. This is the pig's heart. Okay, let's identify the parts from the outside. This is your left ventricle, your right ventricle, your right atrium, this, and then your left atrium. Okay, so if we feel the heart, we could feel that the left ventricle is firmer. Okay, and the right ventricle is softer and hollow. The left ventricle is firmer. It pumps blood out to the entire body. It's considered as the powerhouse of the heart. It has the largest, most muscular walls among the heart chambers. Now let's locate the blood vessels on the outside wall of the heart. The blood vessels of the heart include the aorta, the pulmonary arteries, pulmonary veins, and vena cava. Okay, so these vessels directly connect to the heart and plays a vital role in the circulatory system. All right, so let's start with the aorta. So this is the aorta. It's the largest blood vessel in the body. Okay. This artery is responsible for transporting oxygen-rich blood from your heart to the rest of your body. The aorta begins at the left ventricle of the heart, okay, extending upwards into the chest to form an arch. So it's really easy to identify the aorta because of the arched shape. Okay, now let's go to the pulmonary arteries. This is the pulmonary artery, just next to the aorta. The left and right pulmonary arteries carry blood from your heart to your lungs. These arteries directly connect with your heart at your pulmonary valve. It's the door that controls blood flow out of your lower right heart chamber or the right ventricle. Okay, so this is your pulmonary artery. Okay, this one comes out on the other side right here. Okay. Right, now we have the pulmonary veins. These veins carry oxygen-rich blood from your lungs to your heart. So here they are, this and this, there. Okay. All right. And then we have the vena cava. Vena cava is the largest vein in the body. So it's right here, as you can see. Okay, so it's kind of torn, but it should go down like this, down. Okay, so here, so right there, your vena cava. Okay, the superior vena cava carries blood from the head, neck, arms, and chest. The inferior vena cava carries blood from the legs, feet, and organs in the abdomen and pelvis. Okay, so those are your blood vessels. They're easy to find because you can see the holes where it should connect, okay, to your lungs. Okay, let's dissect the heart and see what's inside. Okay, so this is the left ventricle. Let's cut going down to see the cross section of the left ventricle. So I'm using a blade here. Okay, so while cutting, we could feel like it's really tough, it's strong. You could really see the muscles. The left ventricle, it's very muscular and it goes right through. Okay. Let's cut it through to see inside. All right, so as you could see there. So it's covered with thick muscles, very thick muscles. All right, so here is the cross section of your left ventricle. Okay, and as you can see, it's very thick. We can see the parts of the heart wall, and we have our pericardium, okay, outside part, and then middle part, the myocardium, and the endocardium, this part. Okay, so it's quite thick. All right, so your left ventricle is also connected to your left atrium right here. Okay, so it's connected right there. Okay, so we can see the tissues. Now let's see this the other side, the right ventricle. We're also going to do a line that goes through like this. Okay. All right, so this is your right ventricle. So as you can see, it's thinner, the walls are thinner. Okay, it's hollow. All right, but it goes through the other side. Okay, right here on the other side. Okay, but as you can see, it's the right ventricle is smaller, left is bigger. Okay, all right, so we have dissected our pig's heart. Now let's go over that again. So this is our left ventricle and our right ventricle. So the pulmonary artery, this one, is connected to your right ventricle. Okay, so as you can see here. Okay, so it goes out there. Let me show you. Okay, here. So as you can see here. All right. Now your pulmonary veins, on the other hand, right here. And if we put our fingers inside, it goes. One goes right here to your left atrium. Okay, left atrium, which is right here. Okay, and it's also connected down to the left ventricle. Meanwhile, the other one, okay, if we put our fingers too on the other one, it comes out on the right atrium. It will end right atrium, okay, and then it comes out the same to the right ventricle. Okay, there you go. Cross section of pig's heart. Okay, now let's answer the questions on our course project. Okay, let's continue with the discussion. So what are the two chambers that are located at the top of the heart? Okay, so at the top of the heart would be your right and left atria. Okay, these chambers receive incoming blood. This. Okay. The second question is, where do the atria pump blood to in the body? So the left atrium receives high oxygen blood from the lungs and it pumps it to the left ventricle. The left ventricle then pumps the high oxygen blood to the rest of the body. Okay. All right, so we have the valves here. Okay, these are parts of the valve you can see that connects the atrium and the ventricle. Okay, right here. Third question, where do the ventricles pump blood to in the body? So the blood enters the right atrium and passes through the right ventricle. The right ventricle pumps the blood to the lungs where it becomes oxygenated. The oxygenated blood is brought back to the heart by the pulmonary veins. Okay, pulmonary veins right here, which enter the left atrium. From the left atrium, blood flows into the left ventricle. Left atrium, left ventricle. Then the left ventricle pumps the blood to the aorta, right here, the aorta, which will distribute the oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. So if we could follow the aorta right here comes out right here. So this is a cross section of our left ventricle. So it's right here. Okay. So to show you, let's follow it with the tool. So it comes out right there. Okay. Right, that concludes our experiment of dissecting a pig's heart. So we learned a lot about the parts of the heart, how it works, how it's connected to the lungs, and how it functions in pumping oxygen-rich blood throughout the whole body. I'd like to say thank you to my professor for this wonderful experiment. I have learned a lot regarding the heart. Thank you, until next time.